Hello and welcome to this channel. My name is Charlie and I do spend my weekdays in the city and my weekends in the village. As you can see, today I am in the village and I'm going to give you a special episode today because we are going to make avocado oil with nothing but just the basic things that we do have here in the village. It's actually a very easy process and I'm going to show you how to do it. Without much ado, let's get prepared by washing our hands. I also washed the avocado fruits. Are they fruits? Yeah, I guess. And we can now go and start the process. So I started shooting over there, but the sun was too much, so I have relocated to this place. And we have two different types of avocados. We have these green ones. These are actually from our tree down there, and then we have the rest, which are blackish or maybe reddish brown. I got this from my neighbor. So these ones are actually more oily. They have more oil, but it's towards the end of the harvest, so we really didn't have many of them in the tree. And of course, I actually had about 7 of them, but I ended up eating most of them. So we do have this, and we have this small dish. So the first step is that you have to get avocados, of course, and then after that you have to wait for them to ripen. These ones took 3 days, these ones took 4 days, but now they are well done. And another thing, you have to make sure they are not just ripen but well done, such that you can feel it's a bit liquidish, if that is a word. So the first step, you have to cut them. You can see how good it looks. Take one up here. Yeah. That's my hand. Just have a look. It's amazing. Now we get to the other type of avocados. Let's see how they look inside. Amazing as well. Let's remove. That's how they look. So we are going to cut them into 4 pieces. And then put them in the dish. Have a look, it's amazing, I tell you. And when I find such a nice one, I have to taste. Just have a look. We actually do have enough. This one doesn't look so good, so I'm not going to use it. Same case with this one. And then I have to leave this one so that I can eat it with my lunch. So this is what we are going to use. So now that we have our portion, let's go to the next step. So I have this. This is a roller that we use to make chapatis. So when you are done with preparing the dough, you use this to roll the chapatis into shape. Chapati is one of the main meals that we have here in Kenya. Now I'm going to use this to mash. Is it to mash? To mash, yeah, I guess to mash the avocados so that we can go to the next step. And I can see that we now have some visitors here. They are trying to come and enjoy my leftovers. So first I'm going to get rid of the leftovers so that we can work in peace. So now let's get started with smashing the avocados. As you can see, we are getting some good paste, and that was the goal. The goal was to smash the avocados as much as possible until you get a smooth paste. So I'm just going to continue smashing it maybe for another 4 or 5 minutes. Then after that we will go to the next process. So I now like the paste, it's quite smooth, and now we are going to get into the next process, and that is transferring the paste from here to here. So let's get done with that. So now we have transferred the avocado paste from there to here, and the next step, as you have seen, is spreading it around. And the bigger you have, the better, because we want the thickness to be very small or thin. So now from here we are going to spend a few days working on the next step, because I have to put this in the sun so that it can start drying up. We have a lot of water in this. There is a lot of water, and when you put it in the sun, the water will start evaporating, and that is how we are going to separate the water and the oil and the solid matter. So after you put it on the sun, it will start getting a black layer on top, meaning that the top layer is now dried up. After that we have to come and mix it again, and then put it back, and then we will continue that process maybe for 2, 3 or maybe 4 days. So let's get started. Actually I'm just going to put it here or over there, and then after a few hours we will come back and you will see the blackish layer that I'm telling you about. And I'm feeling that I should go and take another pan or another tray and put some of this there so that it can dry up quicker. I think it's a bit too thick, so if I leave it like this, it's going to take more time to dry. So let me just grab another pan or a tray or whatever I'll get, and then we can get a thinner layer so that it can dry up faster. So now I have put some of this paste into this pan, and I think now it's going to dry a bit faster. So I'm going to put it somewhere on the sun where it can get direct sunlight, and then after a few hours we can come check on it, and then in the evening I'm going to put it back in the house, because nowadays we are getting a bit of rain, especially in the evening and during the night. And then tomorrow morning I'll bring it back, and then it will continue drying up. So yeah, let's go. So the sun seems to be playing games with me. It was very sunny, but immediately I got here, the sun just disappeared. Anyways, I'm just going to leave the paste here. I feel the sunlight coming back. I'm going to leave the paste here, and then we will just come and check it after a few hours. Oh, the sun is actually coming back. So it's a few hours since we put the avocado paste in the sun. I actually moved it to a different place that has more sunlight, and I'm here to check it. It's still doing well. It's a bit darkish, not as black as I wanted, but well, the sun has been misbehaving today, so I'm just going to show you how it is, and then we are just going to mix it a little bit and then leave it. It's around 20 minutes to 4, so I'll probably have it here until 5, and then I'll keep it in the house and come back tomorrow. So this is how it looks. You can see it have moved from the green color to what color, I'm not sure. It's starting to darken if you look at some edges, but if you try to do this, if you try to mix, you'll see the green color, meaning that the inner layer is still not well dried up. So that's why I said you have to dry it for a few days so that it can be entirely dark or entirely black. So right now we are just going to mix it and leave it to continue drying. Tomorrow I'll start drying it all the way from morning till evening, so I'm sure we will get a bit more progress. Today I was late, so it have only been drying for a few hours. So let's check the bigger one. Yeah, it's just the top layer that has dried a little bit, so we will just mix it. And then spread it again. So for now I'll just leave it here in case the sun comes back, and then maybe after 2 hours I'll come to pick it up. Good morning. It is 9:30 in the morning, and this is the day 2 for the avocado oil. I'm back again to dry them. The cow is disturbing me, but I'll go and take care of it in a while, give it some food. So for now I just want us to see how it looks and give you the next step, which, as you know, is just mixing them and then leaving them in the sun to dry even more. So we shall be doing this for maybe 3 days, so that it can be all dried up. We need the water to evaporate and leave us with the oil and then dry matter, and then we can just squeeze the oil from the dry matter. So let's see how it looks right now. So this is it. You can see it is even reducing in size because avocados have a lot of water and that water is evaporating, so it's now reducing in size. So we still have a long way to go because you can see we have some green matter and we want all of it gone. So we just continue mixing and leaving it to dry more and more. But I can feel it. I can already feel that it's starting to harden. So that's a good sign that you are making some progress. And today is on a Sunday, and as you pretty much well know, I come in the village on the weekends, and then during the weekdays I go back to the city. So now, since this will not be done by tomorrow, when I shall be going back to the city tomorrow early in the morning, then I'll have to carry it and go finish drying it in the city. I think I actually have bigger trays in the city, the ones that I use in my oven. So I think when we go to the city, the drying process will be easier, and it's also hotter in the city than here in the village. We are on the slopes of both Aberdare Ranges and Mount Kenya, so it's not as hot here as it is in the city. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's starting to be shiny. It's starting to be shiny, meaning that most of the water is now getting evaporated and the oil is starting to show itself. Yeah, so let's leave it here, and then we shall come after maybe 4 hours to see the progress and do the mixing once again. You can even see it's not sticking to the serving spoon as much as it was yesterday, so that's a good sign that everything is going on as planned. So see you in the next 4 hours. Bye bye. Hello, it's now 4 hours since the last scene, and the progress is quite good. The top layer is blackish, and that is what we want. Of course, the sunlight is now hotter, so the progress is quicker, and I keep on moving the pans from location to location based on how the sunlight is shining. So let me show you where we are at, and then we can leave it for another maybe 4 hours. So this is it. You can remember in the previous episode we were somewhere on top of tea leaves. That's where I had put them, but now the location is different. If you look, you can see that unlike before, when the inner layer was completely black, this is now completely green. This is now not quite green. Yeah, it's somewhere between green and black, but not as green as the previous one. And I don't know if the camera can show this, but it's getting shiny and shiny because of the oil. And yeah, I think by tomorrow evening we will be good to go. And to the bigger one, you can see the drying up process is going on very well, and there's quite a layer, small layer of oil forming at the top. Maybe the camera may not show it, but yeah, I can see it from here. This is more green than that one, but still not as green as when we started. So I think that is just about it. I'm going to leave it in the sun for another maybe 4 hours, then we shall come and check the progress. Another thing that I have noted is that now most of the smell is gone. So when we started, the avocados were smelling very nice, just like normal avocados. And then after I put them in the sun for the first 4 hours, the smell became so bad. That was yesterday in the afternoon. The smell was so bad. And when I put them in the house, it was smelling so bad. In fact, I had to put them in a separate room to make sure I sleep comfortably. And even in the morning, when I came to take them, the smell was still so bad. But now, most of it is gone as the paste continues to dry up. So see you after 4 hours. So I'm back once again to check the progress. It has not been quite 4 hours, it's a little bit than that, but the weather is changing. We have been having rains every evening, so I have to be cautious to make sure they don't get rained on. So this is what we have, and as you can observe, the top layer is once again black, so we now have to mix it once again so that the drying up process can continue. And you can see the green color is continually reducing, and we want to continue drying them until they are completely dark. You can also observe that they are reducing in size, they are shrinking as more water continues evaporating. And then the next one. Yeah, and today is on a Sunday. I do spend my weekends in the village, and then I do spend my weekdays in the city. So I was supposed to go back to the city tomorrow morning, and my plan was to just carry them and go finish drying them in the city. But it turns out I may not have to go tomorrow in the morning. I may wait until evening due to some updates, and for that reason I may get a good chance to continue drying them tomorrow here in the village. So by tomorrow evening we shall see the progress, and probably I'll still have to carry them when I go back to the city, and we can finish the process there. But yeah, let's wait until tomorrow evening and see how the progress will be. I'm not sure if my camera captured that, but I had a thunderstorm, so this might be the last update of the day because I don't think there will be enough sunlight to change the top layer into black again. So this might be the last one. I'll still put them somewhere they can get the sunlight, but I'm not going to do another update today. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. It's another bright morning. It's around 8:30, and I worked so late yesterday. I think up to around 2 a.m. So it was a bit hard waking up in the morning, but yeah, the sun is very bright. Let me show you. That's what I'm talking about. So now I just put the avocado paste in the sun, and I'm going to give it maybe 2 hours before I come and mix it once again. I can see that the oil is already starting to show. I'm not sure if my camera can capture that. If you look at this corner, you can already see some oil forming. Let me go and have some sweet potatoes for breakfast, and then after 2 hours we can come and check the progress. So it is now about 1 hour 30 minutes since the last scene, and I'm here to relocate them to a different place while the sun is shining better. And yeah, because I put them in a slanting position, I can already see some of the oil collecting. Let me show you. It's magical. Just look at that. And on this one as well. So now I'm going to mix them once again and leave them in the sun for about 2.5 hours, then come and repeat the process. As you can see, the greenish color is pretty much almost gone by now, and I'm sure by today evening it will be almost non-existent. You can also see that it's reducing in size and it's no longer sticking to the spoon as before. So I'm now done spreading it, and you can see some bit of oil left on the spoon, and now I'm going to leave it here for the next 2 hours, then come and check it. So it's not yet 2 hours, it has been about 1 hour. I'm chilling with my friend over here. So I figured that since the thickness is smaller and it's quite done, the greenish color is pretty much gone, I don't have to wait for 3 or 4 hours like I was doing yesterday and the day before. Now I can just wait for 1 hour, come do the mixing, wait for another 1 hour, come back, do the mixing. So right now I'm back to do it, and I think for the next maybe 6 hours I'll be doing the same. I'll be repeating every 1 hour, and I won't be updating for each of those hours because then the video will be too long. So for now, let's do the mixing. I'll show you, and then maybe I'll do again for another 6 times, and after those 6 times I can now come back and show you how much we are done. So yep, here is what we have, and the other one, oh, it's quite hot. The oily layer is still forming. If you check at this one, you can see that the bottom half is quite yellowish. That's because of the oil. I put the pan in a slanting position, that's why the yellowish part is just on the lower side. So let's do a bit of mixing, and then we can get it back. So I'm now done. I'm going to leave it in the sun and wait for another 1 hour, come repeat the process and do it for the next 6 hours, and then after that I can give you an update. Hello once again. It's been quite some hours since my last update. So I started around 8:30 in the morning, and then after 1 hour I came and gave an update, and then I said that for the rest of the day I'll be coming and mixing the avocado paste after every 1 hour, but I won't be giving an update each time. So right now it's around 4 or 5 p.m. So I'm now here with my friend who is just eating, so that I can give you an update on where we are. Right now most of the avocado paste is darkish, not completely black as I want it to be, but I love what we have so far. So let me actually show you something. If I pass the spoon through the paste, you can actually see some of the oil, and if I press it, I'm not sure if my camera has a good focus, but if I press, you can see some of the oil. So for now I'm going to just finish up mixing the paste, put it back so that it can continue enjoying the sunlight, and then maybe around 5:30 I can come to take it and store it in the house. The progress has been nice. I think tomorrow will be the final day. Most of the paste is quite darkish, but there's still a hint of greenish left, or maybe brownish, and I want to get rid of that so that we can maximize the oil that we can extract. So my friend is trying to steal my paste. Yo, you don't want me to finish the video? Anyways, let me show what I have got, and then after that we can wait until tomorrow and see what we will have by the end of the day. So I'm going to put them in the house and then wait until tomorrow morning and then continue. Hello, this is day 4. I think. I just woke up. It's almost 11:30 a.m. Yesterday I had to do a lot of work at night, so I slept late. But I told my parents, I'm in the village, so I told my parents, when you wake up, make sure you get those pans with the avocado paste and put them in the sun for me. So yeah, they did that, and I can see the progress is good. So let me show you what we have here. Today, even if it will not be fully done, I have to make sure that we finish everything, because I'll be traveling back to the city and I don't want to carry it. So let me show you what we have. So let me show you what we have so far, and then I'll just leave it in the sun and come back maybe after 2 hours so that we can do the final thing. Yeah, you'll see what it is. So this is what we have. And don't know if you can see, but it's very, very shiny. And it feels like if I was to squeeze it, I would start getting some oil. So yeah, I'm just going to mix it a little bit and then leave it in the sun for another 2 hours, and then I can come back and show you this final process. Guess what day it is? Today is Judgment Day. I'm here so that we can find out whether whatever we were doing does make sense or it was just stupid. So before I show you, or before we go to the final step, I want to give you maybe a few disclaimers. We have many factors that determine the amount of oil that you get from the avocados. The first thing, or the first factor, is the type of avocados that you use. As you might already know, some of them have higher oil content than others. In my case, the 3 avocados that were green, those have a high oil content. But for the others, they were, I think, reddish brown or blackish. Those ones have a significantly low oil content. It's towards the end of the season, avocado season, so I couldn't manage to find a lot of green avocados. So I'm very sure my oil content, or maybe the amount of oil that I'm going to get, is going to be impacted by that. But if you want to get more oil, use the avocados that have a higher oil content. The second factor is the drying process. In my case, I dried the avocados for about, I think, is it 4 days? I'm not even sure, but not actually 4 full days. And right now they look a bit grayish, blackish. To make sure that you get maximum oil, you have to make sure you dry them until they are completely black. Don't do it like me. I'm going to the final process because I have to travel back to the city today and I don't want to carry them. So that again is going to impact the amount of oil that I'm going to get. It will be significantly lower because I never waited for the paste to fully dry. So the last factor is the amount of avocados. Of course, if you use 10 avocados and another person maybe does like 50 avocados, the amount of oil content that you're going to get is going to be different. So this was just a small experiment. Maybe later on you can come and do a bigger experiment, maybe with like 30 or 40 avocados. I didn't even have the pans to dry the paste, so probably the next time that I come to do the experiment, I'll come with bigger pans so that it can be easier for me. You have to dry them using the trays and pans that you don't use in the house, because you have to dry them for like 4 days. So if the pan is to be used in the house, you can't just come and put paste in it and have it there for 4 days. So I just took the ones that are not being used, and next time I'll probably make sure I have more of them, bigger ones, so that the drying process can be a bit quick. The last thing is now extracting the oil. By the time they get completely black, the paste gets black, the oil starts forming at the base of the pan. At that time you can just come and then you scoop away the paste, the black paste, and you are left with the oil, and then you can squeeze that paste to get the remaining oil. In our case, our paste was, it's not such thick, and it has not finished drying up, so not much oil has formed at the base. So for us, we don't have any oil to collect from the bottom. We just have to squeeze it directly from the paste. So in my case, I forgot to come with one, but I found this in the kitchen. My mom uses this to hold hot sufurias. So this is the one that I'm going to use. I have cleaned it, and it is fully dried. So let's get to it. So I'm going to put the oil here in this plate so that you can see, and I'm very sure we are not going to get much oil. That's why I'm using the white plate, so that we can have better visibility. You can even see some oily parts already on the pan itself and even on the spoon. Got this, it is part of a cutting shear. I stole it from my mom, please don't tell her. Then I washed it, so it's now clean. Let's use it and see if we get, even if it is just one drop of oil, that will be enough proof of concept. Maybe we should try a little first this time instead of what we did with the other one. And for the piece of cloth, maybe I have an idea. We can fold it twice so that we can reduce the number of folds. So yeah. So we now have two of them. So that will probably help to avoid the particles that are going through the cloth. The extractor. Let's call it the extractor. Guys, we have some oil. Look at that. So our goal was to get just one drop of oil, but we ended up with quite a number of drops. So I think I can already say it's mission accomplished. Let's do it again. can see lots of oil from that. And I'm not even doing the full squeezing. If you squeeze more, you get more. And there is even a machine that you can use to do the squeezing, and if you use that, you are going to get way more than what I'm getting here. You can already see it. I'm feeling so tired. You can see some of my veins are popping. It's not so easy to do this. Maybe I should start going to the gym. Probably that would have made this easier. It's so tiring. You can see it as if it is just a small thing, but let me tell you, I feel so much pressure on my hands. Let's do this one more time. Yeah. Done with it. So the final scoop from the bigger pan. So let me tell you a story. Before I got this one, I had tried to use this one. This is some kind of a towel that I stole from my mom. She uses that towel to dry the utensils after washing them. So I tried using that with the paste that was on the other pan, and unfortunately that towel was too thick, so I never got oil from that. Instead of it giving oil, it was just soaking with the oil itself. And I thought, damn, my 4 days experiment is gone. I was already feeling devastated, and I thought, I'm never going to post this video, because if I got no oil, what would have been the reason for posting the video? So fortunately, I thought of trying something else, and that is how I got this curtain shear. I washed it, dried it, and then decided to try it. And then on the first try, I got some drops of oil and that felt so good. So that is the first try from the paste in the bigger pan. But for the paste from the smaller pan, well, I think the entire oil had already soaked on the towel, so we never got much from it. So this is the last one from the bigger pan. Maybe next time when doing the experiment, I should come with something to do the squeezing and the pressing, because it seems I'm not so good at it. I need to visit the gym to get my hands stronger, and I think we are leaving so much oil on the paste. So next time I'll see if I can find an alternative. As you can see, there's still a lot of oil. If you squeeze it, you can see that there's a lot of oil. I don't know how to change the position of the camera, so yeah. That's much about it. So this is what we got. So I'm going to get a sieve so that we can remove the particles that you can see, and then see the end result. So wait for me. I'm going to wash my hands and get a sieve so that we can remove the particles. So I'm back with a cup and a sieve. So let's do this. As you can see, we got rid of some of the solid substance that got into the plate, but still we have some of it that got through. So what you can do at this point is sieve the oil once again, maybe a couple of times, and if you have a thinner sieve, the better. This one is quite, the holes are quite big, so you need to get either a thinner one, or maybe you can put two of them together, or maybe even 4 sieves together, so that you can get rid of all the solid matter. And yeah, we won't go to that. I think this is solid enough proof of concept, and as you can see, it's totally oil, and this is the same oil that you get when you go to the shop. The difference is that mine is pure and raw, but the one that you get from the shop is processed. It has, you know, some preservatives. Some of it has different taste, not taste but rather flavors. Is it flavors? They have like different kinds of smell. This one, it have a hint of the avocado paste, not avocado itself, but after some time the avocado paste had a certain smell. After maybe 3 days, it had a certain smell, and I can still feel some of that in it, but I feel that if you sieve this even more and do some filtering and get rid of the entire solid matter, the smell will be gone. Maybe not entirely, but most of it will be gone. So what do you think about this project? It was just a small experiment that I decided to do here in the village, and what I can say is that it turned out very well. I was not sure what to expect. I've never done this again, but I've seen someone else doing it, so I decided, you know, let's try it. And later on I realized some mistakes that I made along the way, and if I do repeat the experiment again, I will make sure now I do it even better. The type of avocados that I chose, the bulk of them was actually those with significantly lower oil content. I never thought about it, but later on I came to realize that only 3 of them had high oil content. So that was my mistake number 1. My mistake number 2, I didn't plan it well in advance, so I had a limited number of days to dry the avocado paste. Next time I do it, I'll make sure I have like a week, so that I can make sure we get it to the darkish color, black color. The third mistake is that I didn't have anything to squeeze the oil, or to, you know, to press the paste so that you can extract the oil. I did it by hand, and also when I did it the first time, I used a material that was too thick, so instead of squeezing the oil out, the oil just got absorbed by the cloth. But later on you were able to rectify that mistake, so next time I'll make sure I'm well prepared for that. So what we got here is I don't know how to measure, but I can say we have about 10 teaspoons. I don't know, but it's something significant, based on the fact that we used, like, was it 7-8 avocados, and most of them were actually low oil content avocados. That's all for now. I hope you did enjoy this experiment, and probably you can also try it out. My name is Charles, and I usually post different types of content. I live in the city from Monday to Friday, and then on Friday evening I come to the village and spend my weekend here. So my content is a mix of city life and village life, and once in a while we go touring, we go for adventures all around Kenya. And if you'd like to join me in any of those adventures, you can just let me know in the comments. And soon enough, we shall even start going to adventures outside the country. Make sure you subscribe. That's the only support that I ask from you. And if there is anything, any experiment, any adventure, anything you'd like from me, either for the city life or for the village life, let me know. In fact, I have plans to even cook pizza and some chicken, the kind of KFC kind of chicken here in the village, and even cook some cake. So in the village you don't have ovens, so I'm sure you might be wondering, how am I going to do that? Those are part of some of the experiment that I'm planning to do. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that whenever I upload, you can get notified. See you later.